So you sure you don't want to get makeup for the?
No makeup, man.
Okay,
no
great.
way. My
Excellent.
players would they would disown me.
Coach, big game, New Mexico State. You coached down there. You coached up here. Talk about the game Saturday and how that was for your offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I think those guys came out and they were aggressive and I thought they played physical and just it was important to them to win that game. So which it always should be, for New Mexico to get after their in-state rival. So it was good.
It seems like wherever you're coaching, they're the winners.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess that's kind of held true the last few years, but yeah. So, wherever you're at, obviously, when I was at New Mexico State, obviously you had to do your job there and try to win those games, and we were fortunate to. And it's good to be back on the right side, though, and get the win back up here.
Now, Coach, your offensive line is really just pounding the ball right now. I mean, are you happy with the way they're playing, or what kind of work do you think you need to work on?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always going to get better. I think we've gotten a lot better since spring. We're by no means where we want to be. Coach DeBest's system is a good one. We got, it really does give those people a lot of things to defend. As far as the option, inside zone, power, we're in a little bit of everything. So it's a good scheme, and those kids are playing hard. So that's a positive.
Is it all about attitude?
I think so. I think it's a huge part of it because this game is about to me it'll always be the tough guy wins. Whoever has the most knockdowns. We had 63 in this game, which was pretty dang good for a single game, and so 63 total out of my 5 guys, and so it was good to see just playing physical, that kind of attitude, and just keep moving forward.
Now this spring when you came in, you had what, 6 guys, 7 guys on the?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's more than that. It was like 8 or 9.
8 or 9. Oh yeah, that's a lot more, Coach.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah.
With those guys, I mean, taking them now, how far have they come from then to now?
I think the off the field stuff has been the biggest improvement. Just the class and doing the right things off the field, which all that stuff carries back onto the field. I think that's huge. And these kids, they bought in. Coach Davey, he has a vision, and those kids are buying into it. And I'm just doing my part, as the O-line coach. But it's pretty awesome to see.
What about physically? There was a knock on these guys about maybe, with the previous staff, maybe not making them as strong. Was that a big thing? Was the weightlifting and getting stronger? And
I think Coach Hilgart has done an unbelievable job in the short time he's had with these guys, and and he's done as much for their demeanor and their mentality as anybody, and he's done a heck of a job. Sorry, I can't say that. Huh?
You can say that.
He's just done a great job and just really just getting after those kids in the summer. And I think he's done that part has been huge. And what happened before, I can't really say, but we're just going to try to improve and keep getting better. So.
And what about the guys themselves? I mean, you have a different style of coaching. I think we talked about it on the website during the spring. A little bit harder, a little bit. You'll give them a hug when they need it, but a kick in the rump when they need it. These guys take into what you're doing.
I think so. I mean, for the most part, some kids that that they're not used to that, so it's taking a little time for them to adjust. But I think you got to be demanding. If you want results, you got to expect results, and you can't go through and hug them all the time. Sometimes you got to be demanding and ask a lot of them, and I think those kids have responded pretty well.
As one of the original hitmen and what that was all about, I mean, is that what you're trying to instill in these guys here too?
Yeah, whether you call them the hitmen or whatever you call them, I think it's just it's that demeanor, that mentality, and just really what Lobo football is about. Just being tough and just trying to outwork the opponent. And I think that was a step in the right direction this past weekend. We got a big test this weekend though.
What about Boise State? What do they bring?
They're really good. Yeah, really physical. I played them, when I was at New Mexico State not last year, but the 2 years before. And, just physical team. Great. I mean, very, very well coached. Play hard. It'll be a great test for us.
And finally, your offensive line, do they just strapping on, putting guys down on their backsides?
They're getting to that point. I think at first, it took a little kind of urging them to get to that point, but they're starting to become more physical. And like I said, this will be a huge test for us because this is the most physical front we've probably faced.
Excellent.